Tafadhali boss. Naomba Hello sir. Hello sir. General. Talk to us. Yes? Later. What's going on right now?
Well, they want to remove me here by force and put me in a plane, purportedly that I am an undocumented person.
So they want to take you back to Canada?
They want to take me to Dubai.
To Dubai?
I don't know why. So I'm not going. I've refused to go.
Very good.
They say they now want to remove me by force. Well, they would have to kill me first.
They have to... Okay, tell us.
They would have to kill me first.
Do you still have your Canadian passport?
I am a Kenyan. I'm not traveling with a Canadian passport. This is what I'm traveling
Very
with.
good.
And that's all I need.
General, one more question, General. They want you to get in on a visa, all right, and the door has been shut on us. Sorry, yes, sir?
I'm a Kenyan by birth. I'm not going to get nobody's visa.
So you're going to stay put
I'm more
tonight?
authentic in this country than Uhuru Kenyatta, so I'm not getting a visa.
Are you happy that right now
And I
has
have a
come?
court order that says that whatever they did is null and void.
Are you happy that Raila Odinga is here?
I'm very
to
happy
stand
that
with
he's
you?
here.
All right, despite your criticism of him
Of
and
course,
the handshake.
we have to criticize people. We have to
Yes.
criticize ourselves. We
Yes.
have to be reflective
Yes.
and introspective.
All right. Many thanks, sir. Thank you very much. Miguna.
Just talk.
Yes, come back, Pony. Yes,
I know that we had an interview today,
yes.
and the despots have just destroyed it. We will have one properly.
We will, and thank you for the
Yes.
mini interview.
Viva!
Yes, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and move back now. Excuse me, people. Wow. What? A moment there, but at least we've got to hear from the general himself. He says they're trying to get him out of the country to Dubai, and they want to forcefully eject him. So we're still monitoring events here. So he's speaking to us through a door that is like, he's calling me. All right. Well, he's calling for us to go back, but his supporters, quite a rowdy bunch over here, difficult to get to him, but he has said he's happy to have Raila Odinga here with him despite the criticism. Of course, we've heard him meet against the leader over that infamous handshake and saying that people must be criticized. So yeah, he's still speaking. We're going to endeavor to get back on that side. Oh, this is one of those who wants to get there.
Yes. Going forward, no concessions, no surrender, no turning back.
Yes.
Surrender is not an option.
No surrender.
Guns are not issues.
Yes.
We are going to do this lunga lunga dance beautifully.
Yes. And we are not going to beg the police officers.
We are not going to beg anyone.
We are not going to beg the police officers.
All right. Miguna there continues to get his airtime, getting his voice heard despite that standoff that has really gotten nasty. The door here, and you've been showing you those pictures, has been locked with a chain. The officer is insisting he's not coming out. He says he's not being deported or taken anywhere else. He said just a moment ago over his dead body, what he's telling us is that what the officers have told him, they want to take him to Dubai. He has showed us his identity card, Kenyan ID, which he argues is sufficient for him to be able to get in. And just a few moments ago, in case you missed it, Raila Odinga made his way here. I remember earlier we had been reporting his family and friends had been raising concerns about the absence of the National Super Alliance. Let's just come closer, Bonnie. We're going to endeavor to get...
You must open this door.
All right, so one of the supporters getting very loud over there. But just making sure if he does speak, we get to hear what he's saying. So Raila Odinga getting here a moment ago. We tried to get him to talk to us, but he said, no comment for now. I just want to get in there. And literally 3 minutes after he got in, then this standoff, they went in there, he came out with the lawyers and Miguna, and they came to this entrance. They were seeking to come out, and you saw a little bit of shoving between the officers and the leaders there. The NRM leader, self-proclaimed, even pointing a finger at one of the officers as the confrontation continued. So forgive my just glancing back and forth, making sure we don't miss a thing as we cover this story for you. But what he's mentioned there about court orders, that is important to put into context how we have gotten here, because the High Court directed and gave orders saying that taking away his citizenship was nullified and stood suspended, as had been done by the CS Interior, that's Matiang. It stood suspended up until that matter was heard and determined by the court. Also, the actions by the Directorate of Immigration, which was to suspend and take away his passport, and in fact even went ahead to destroy it, said it as well that should be reinstated until the matter is heard. Also, the High Court directing that, in fact, the Directorate of Immigration facilitate, which is not what we are seeing tonight, facilitate his return for the period of time that he will be here for this matter. So he's still speaking. It's a little bit difficult to get to where he is. But another party that we know is present and was to facilitate this process is the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. And they have their representative here. They were asked by the court, tasked to be here to facilitate the process to ensure there is no disregard of the rule of law, that his rights are upheld and are protected. But clearly, there isn't much of that we're seeing. I'm going to try just get my way back there. Sir, I wonder if you could allow me to please just get closer, if you don't mind, Tafadhali.
Remind a lot.
I'm sorry about that. I mean no offense. Yes. General.
Open the door.
Talk to us about how it has been for the past 1.5 months for you.
Well, I've been touring the world.
Yes?
I've toured 7 cities in the United States. I've toured Berlin. I went to Oxford, the University of Oxford Faculty of Law, and I went to London. I have received universal support from Kenyans abroad and friends of Kenya. I've received encouragement and solidarity messages. They have stated we should never give up and surrender, that the struggle must continue, and the struggle is going to continue.
What did these tours entail? What were you doing? What were you speaking about?
There were 3 things I was doing. Number 1, I was explaining to them the agenda of the NRM. 2, I was explaining, the agenda and why the NRM was formed and the end game. Secondly, I was opening branches for the NRM globally. And the third thing, we are raising resources for the NRM. A movement without resources is not capable of bringing structural changes. Our NRM is going to bring structural changes to Kenya.
But a big question is, since that handshake, we've seen the people...
The handshake was not...
Take a pause, and are we likely to see the NRM as well take a pause because of this handshake?
No.
But what if you're compelled to
listen
do so?
Listen to me.
Yes.
I'm not going to be compelled to do so. The people of Kenya are not going to be compelled to do so. 400 people were killed like insects in this country, and we cannot forget their blood. We cannot forget their relatives. We cannot forget them. People have been maimed, thousands of them, by a despotic police force. A lot of people, including Chris Msando and Baby Pendo, we owe allegiance to them. So we cannot surrender. We cannot call a lull to the struggle, which, as you can see, we are in the midst of. These people are just stopping me from coming back to my country.
Have you taken a moment now that you're in there with Raila Odinga to express
Listen
your
to me.
displeasure?
Listen to me.
Yes.
I arrived at 2:15.
Yes.
What is the time now?
It is now past 10.
Past 10, and I've been here without food, without anything. These people have detained me incommunicado, just like they did the last time. So the priority right now is to demonstrate to the despots that we are not going to succumb, so that we can come out of this door. Then the other things we can talk about later. You have to prioritize what is important. Right now, my safety and security is under threat. My rights are continuously being violated, and we are not going to stand for it. The fact that the Honorable Raila Odinga came here, His Excellency, the People's President, came here, is a demonstration that he's also disgusted by the kind of treatment that has been meted out to me. So this is completely unacceptable.
Yes.
Which officials are you dealing with in there from the immigration? Who's the
I'm not dealing with anybody.
Yeah?
There's nobody I'm dealing with. They just came with guns, surrounded us. By the way, these guys are not from immigration.
Where are they
These
from?
guys are from the flying squad. Look at them. Don't they look like thugs? All of them. These are thugs. These are all thugs. Look at them. They are even hiding.
Yes.
These are not police officers. These are complete thugs who do not respect the rule of law. Because the most important thing is a court order. They have court orders that they have refused to obey. That is what is important. I'm surrounded by lawyers. Look at the lawyers. They have been pushing these lawyers. They have been grabbing their phones. They have been physically assaulting the lawyers. They have threatened the lawyers that they will remove them by force. That is not a government governed by the rule of law.
They want to eject you, take you to Dubai. So how convinced are you they will not be successful like they were the last time?
The last time they snatched me at night in my house, these gentlemen here were not there. The people's president and the lawyers were not there. Today they are there. They will not succeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, we will give you space. Just hold on. At least we got a moment there. We got a moment there to at least get some more sentiments from the self-proclaimed NRM general. And he's saying, as opposed to last time, he was forcefully ejected from the country. The government has described it as deportation. However, there are lawyers who argue that is not the case because you cannot deport a citizen of a country that by birth, since he was born here, he can never lose that, despite the issues that have been mentioned by the Ministry of Interior and the Directorate of Immigration, saying that the first time, remember, he had been in exile. When he came back, he had not procedurally, in accordance to the law, then managed to register as a Kenyan citizen, because by the time he got his Canadian citizenship, the Kenyan constitution did not allow for dual citizenship. Once you got citizenship of another country, you automatically lost that of Kenya. Things have changed since. However, the argument has been, no matter what changes have been witnessed, and as far as the law is concerned, this kind of treatment is unwarranted. This kind of treatment and execution of duties should not be seen. It will be important to see how this pans out in light of the court orders he's mentioned. Because remember, once Miguna Miguna, through his lawyers, moved to court and were able to get suspension on all the orders, from that of rejecting his citizenship, from taking away his passport and destroying it, those were all suspended and they were reinstated pending hearing and determination of the matter. And the government went to court to appeal this. They went to the Court of Appeal, challenging that High Court decision. A 3-judge bench sat and in fact it agreed with Miguna. It did not agree with the challenges that were laid out by government, because government was arguing that no, the status they had found should remain up until this matter is a canvas. However, the Court of Appeal, disagreeing with the government agencies, siding with the argument that had been put to them by counsel representing Miguna Miguna. So another incident, another clear indication of, disregard of court orders. However, what we're hearing, the officials here from immigration, what they're saying is that he refused to submit his travel documents as is requisite and practice when an individual lands to the country. But this is a unique scenario. His counsel have argued that even the court directed the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights to be here, supervise and ensure all of these events and activities and this procedure of getting him into the country, and up until these matters are still outstanding or heard and determined, are done so expeditiously and in accordance to the law, that his rights are protected and the rule of law is upheld across the board. So quite a night it has been, several hours, going into the 8th hour since he landed here. As we've heard from him, in case you missed it a few moments ago, the officers saying they want to take him to Dubai. They want to forcefully, once again, eject him. He is optimistic that's not going to happen, because the last time they managed to do that, according to him, he was all alone, he was overwhelmed, overpowered. This time around, his supporters are here, who they call the People's President, the National Super Alliance Principal Raila Odinga, finally arriving there. Here, he's in there. Senior Counsel James Orengo, you have Hamino as well. You have James Orengo, as I mentioned, Harvey Nelson, and others in there. So quite a night it has been, and a lot we will be seeing playing out. Looks like it's in the coming hours, and clear how this will all unfold later on tonight. But it appears each is holding their ground, not willing to cede any of it. And so it's for us to stay on. We'll keep giving you and airing these pictures live from Terminal Werni International Arrivals here at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
All right, Sophia, many thanks. You never disappoint. This is indeed where you get the whole story. If you're just joining us on Bottom Line Africa, we are still following up with that drama there at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, where lawyer and self-proclaimed NRM leader Miguna Miguna arrived in the country at about 2:30 this afternoon, 8 hours later. Miguna Miguna is still holed up at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Immigration officials there purportedly refusing to let him enter the country on a Canadian visa. We've seen Miguna Miguna there standing his ground, saying he does not need a foreign visa to enter the country. He is a Kenyan by birth. Just a few minutes ago, NASA Principal Raila Odinga has also been seen entering the Jomo Kenyatta International